Good afternoon. It's once again Friday, 5:30 in the PM, Hotline 21. This is your host for the next 25 minutes of interactive television set. And I've got my friend Gerard Moore on the phone. And we are listening to you, the people. You know, the good thing about Chicago is that no matter how cold it is, no matter how much snow it is, Chicago does not shut down. There are places in the country where nothing is going on. Once a little snow hits, that's the end of it. People just kind of cool out, and they're not doing much, or they're not doing anything. I was up, of course, at 4 o'clock this morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, on the floor of the United States House of Representatives. We were voting on an effort to make sure that the government was not shut down except for a few minutes. And ultimately, we voted to restore movement and to fund things that needed funding, and the government is still running. No matter how much is said and done, one of the things that I've learned is that much is often said that is not done. And more is often said than is done. But what I think it shows is the instability of our federal government and how much difficulty and disagreement there is. Usually when people disagree, and people disagree a lot, I mean, there are those individuals who believe, I never quite understood the bell-shaped curve when I was taking statistics and psychology in college and trying to understand what that means. Well, what it really means is that a certain percentage of the people think way over here. Another bunch think way over here. And so they think almost the opposite. But then when it comes time to make decisions, the majority of the people can find common ground and they can arrive at some agreement. For example, some of the Democrats felt that we were not going to be spending enough money initially on domestic activity. That is, programs that benefit and help people in need in our country. There are many Republicans who felt, and we call those folks hawks, that the biggest thing we ought to do is try to make sure that we are safe and secure and know that nobody is going to attack us, that nobody is going to attempt to violate us or overrun us because we're weak. Therefore, they put a lot of money into defense and into the military. People like myself feel that there are hungry people who need to be fed, that there are sick people who need to have a doctor. There are homeless people who don't have any place to live, and they ought to have a place. There are jobless people who don't have any work. And so for me, those are big issues. And so then there are people who felt, because DACA was also in the mix, and we still don't really have a budget, we only have a spending plan or an agreement that's going to take us up through March the 23rd. And so that's not a whole year, but we did decide to do some things. Like right down the street from here is the Mile Square Health Center. They have gotten millions of dollars from the federal government. But if the federal government did not provide some money for them to keep operating, that great big beautiful building would be sitting right there on Roosevelt Road and Wood Street. But they couldn't operate. They couldn't function because part of the money that they get to operate comes from the federal government. That wonderful health center down over on Ogden Avenue, or that great health center out at 43rd and Berkeley, near North. None of those things, or the West Side VA Hospital that used to be called West Side, the Jesse Brown VA Hospital. If the government had shut down, then of course there wouldn't be money. So we compromised. And that's what politics oftentimes is, the art of compromise. You don't get all that you want. Somebody else don't get all that they want. But you agree on enough to function. It's like saying that I might wake up on Saturday morning, I'd love to have bacon and eggs and toast and coffee, and my wife may want steak and eggs. But then we may compromise and not have all those 2 or 3 meats and just settle on one, maybe bacon and eggs, and then next week. So compromise is a big part of politics and government. Let's go to the phone and see who we've got and what we've got. And we're going to keep on talking a lot about
yes, sir,
government
Mr.
compromise.
Congressman Davis.
Yes, sir. How are you?
You looking fine. You looking mighty spiffy as you always do.
Well, I'm wearing black today.
You know what? Yes, I'm sorry. Well, you know what? You're half right. Because there'd be enough money in this government if we weren't trying to do too much at one time. 800 and some thousand people want the sanctuary cities, which cost money. I'm here to help everybody. But you know what? It's supposed to be a safe haven. How our own citizens of Chicago aren't safe. Let's make our citizens of Chicago safe first, and then we can worry about other people. That's why we went to the service, to serve our, not people from somewhere else. And they're always saying, well, 900 of the children, DACA children, are in the service.
So you're saying that charity, and it doesn't have to be charity, my mother used to say it that way, that charity begins at home and spreads abroad, and that before you take care of a lot of other things, take care of the house.
You know what?
Even when you're on the airplane.
We'll agree on that. I'm with you 100% there.
And they tell you that if you need oxygen, first thing you do is put your own oxygen mask on or your oxygen tank and make sure that you're getting it. Then if you've got a child with you or somebody else and you need to help them, but the first thing you need to do is help yourself.
No, I didn't say help yourself. I said help the people in this country first.
Wouldn't that be the same as helping yourself?
I'm not saying help yourself. Help the people that got you in office. Help the people that we want to go fight for. Help them first. Then we can help other people. Talking about a baby and all that. That ain't right. You bring in stuff that's not supposed to be brought in. I'm here to help everybody.
Well, let me tell you, I don't have a problem with helping self. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Because if you can't preserve yourself, you can't do anything for anybody else or any other way. So I agree with self-preservation. There's no way around it. But I also believe that sometimes when you help yourself, you are not only helping yourself, but you're also helping others. You know, I remember when they were talking about the experiences that the Jewish people had when the Nazis were getting ready to exterminate them. And there was this priest who said they came for the labor union. I was not in the labor union, so I didn't answer. Then they came for the priest. I wasn't a priest. I didn't answer. Then they came for the young men. I wasn't a young man. I didn't answer. Then they came for me, and guess what? There was nobody there. So we've got to protect each other so that we can all survive. So let me take this next call. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. We'll go to the phone. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, Colonel Davis?
James, I am fine. How are you?
Okay, first of all, I want to apologize to you. I hope you accept my apology. But like I said, God working in mysterious ways, and all this is coming out because of what God is doing. Because God is doing His work. Because I apologize to you, Colonel Davis. I'm sorry. But God is showing a lot of these people behind doors doing wrong. God is coming out with all this.
Well, I certainly agree that the Lord works in mysterious ways, His wonders to behold.
I hope you accept my apology. He coming out with a lot of stuff. God is working mysterious ways, Colonel Davis. He exposing a lot of this stuff out here. And I hope you accept my apology. They can't have nothing from God.
All right, I agree.
You have a good evening, Colonel Davis.
Yeah, so you may run on for a mighty long time, but this God Almighty gonna shut you down. All right, thank you, James. We'll go to our next caller. Caller, are you there?
I sure am, Congressman Danny Davis.
Yes, ma'am.
I knew you could do it once you got into that White House. You did your job real good.
Well, thank you.
You know, I know you're doing the best you can for this city, but looky here. I want to mention a name to you called Mr. Sam Burrell. You remember that name?
I do recall Sam Burrell.
And that's why we got Congressman Danny Davis today. Now, his logo or your logo way back in the day when you was in the Austin district was bring honesty, integrity back to your neighborhood. We got to all do it together. We got to help out everybody a little bit together. The government can't seem to do it all by themselves. We're all United States citizens. Get out there and vote. If you're in jail and you're getting out of jail, get yourself a voting card because that's a very good part of a identification. As far as the government goes with the DACA, they're going to figure everything out. Those people are way bigger than us. We pay our taxpayer money. We just got to trust in that little man before you. It's one nation under God. It ain't just United States, young man. Ray, it's one nation under God. Got it? Congressman Danny Davis, you're doing a hell of a job. God bless you. Louis Tenuta, everybody saying hey. Floyd.
All right. Thank you so very much. I always appreciate those kind of calls. You know, we've got a great big education conference coming up. We have the State of Education on the West Side, a free conference that's going to take place. It's being put on Saturday, February the 24th by the West Side Black elected officials and community stakeholders. It's going to be at Malcolm X College. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. Go until 9 o'clock. Especially our parents asked to come. And this is being put on by Alderman Emma Mitz, Congressman Danny Davis, State Senator Kimberly Lightfoot, State Senator Matty Hanna, State Senator Patricia Van Pelt Watkins, Alderman Michael Scott Jr., Alderman Walter Burnett, Alderman Jason Irwin, Alderman Christopher Talaferro, State Rep LaShawn Ford, State Rep Arthur Turner, State Rep Melissa Conyers-Irwin, State Rep Camille Lilly, State Rep Emmanuel Chris Welch, Karen Yarborough, Cook County Recorder of Deeds, Bobby Steele, former Cook County Board President, Barbara McGowan from the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, Richard Boykin, County Commissioner, District 1, Dennis Deere, County Commissioner, District 2, and Jesse White, Secretary of State. So we're going to have flyers all over the place. You can call Alderman Emma Mitt's office and find out about the information, or you can call my office, which is 773-533-7520, and we'll hook you up. We intend to have the superintendent or the CEO of the Chicago Public Schools, Dr. Janice Jackson. We also want to have the chairman of the board, Mr. Frank Clark, as well as all kind of other people. Caller, go right ahead. Yes, caller, are you there?
Yes, thank you so much for being there for us. This is
All right, speak up just a little louder.
This is one of your local callers calling. When you have that meeting, please, for the benefit of the people who may not know where our school system started from, the public school system, and allow them and ask them if they are aware of the dispolishment under Ben Willis that's playing a big role in our public school closing. I've never seen so many public schools that's focusing now in our community and neighborhood. Wake up, people. Talk about discussion that will open up so these good elected officials can be here for us and answer these questions. Thank you so much, Congressman.
Thank you, and I like that Wake Up, you know that song, Wake Up All You People, No More Sleeping in Bed. Yeah, I love that song. Wake up, everybody. Wake up all you doctors, wake up all you teachers, wake up everybody. It's going to be a great day, so put it on your calendar so you can make sure that you are there. Yes, go right ahead, caller.
Yes, Congressman.
Yes.
And listen, it's a great day. I mean, seriously, it's a great day to be on God's green earth. Every day is a good day. I want to say this first. Comprehension. Remember that word, comprehension. Listen, real quick. Our duck says now he want to have a parade. He want to show off everything what we got. At one time in his conversation, he said, you never let the person know when and where you're coming and what you got. But now he want to show the world what he got. Just show you something is wrong with that head up in there. You spoke to a caller. That's why I told you about comprehension. A person could live on earth for 70 years, and don't believe in self-preservation. How in the hell can you live that long and don't have nothing, or don't try to have nothing to help someone? How can you help anyone when you won't even help your own self? That's what they mean by self-preservation. You got to help yourself, and then you pass it forward. You pass it on to help others. Again, comprehension is a terrible thing. A lot of people do not comprehend not just what they hear or what they see, but what they think they know. They don't understand what they know. So again, you know what? I thank you so much because you know how to reprimand someone, show them the right way. Whether they're going to take it there or not, that's another story. But again, we learn so much of what kind of people we still have on earth. You don't just help the person that voted to get you in. You're supposed to help everybody. But again, that's other people's stuff. As far as I'm concerned, to that caller, they need to get him out of office, take his friends, take the people who voted for him, and have a picnic somewhere, up on Mars somewhere. We don't care where you go.
Well, when they came out, that somebody's already put together a bill to try to block the president from having this big military parade. And I've already signed on to it yesterday that I don't think we ought to be wasting time and money showing off how many tanks we got, how many airplanes we got, how many soldiers, as if this is going to scare somebody and keep somebody from attacking us.
That's right.
Well, I think we could use that money and give some hungry person some food.
Not just that, Congressman, listen to me. Technology is something. Put more money in schools so we could teach people how to run these things that we have. Try to help the person that don't. Listen, you know how much snow is out there today. There is someone today don't have a bed to go to. Let's think about that. And I hope he's listening. Ray, we want people, we want to help our people here. If you want to get strong, it starts right here. I get a little upset about when I hear certain little things. Well, Congressman, you remember Joe? It reminds me so much of what Joe used to always say. Bring me on TV so I could talk. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much. It's a pleasure and a treat every Friday to see you. And when I hear crazy things, you know what I do? I turn on that ping pong match where I see two ants playing, and then I'm a happy man. Thanks for taking the call. Let me get out there and hear your response.
Thank you so much. Well, if I can help somebody as I pass along. Caller, you're next. Go right ahead.
Hey, it's me again over here. You can't get rid of me that easy. This Paul again.
Yes, indeed.
You know what? I agree with you 100% with Tweety Bird making a parade out of the Pentagon. You are absolutely right. Those people don't need to know what we got. That's all a secret over there. What the heck is wrong with that man? You want a parade? Wait till Easter time. Don't be showing people what we got. And you steady staying there, Congress. And when are you running again?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you ain't tired or not, because I'm going to vote for you.
All right.
And one more question. Are you there?
Yes.
What you think about Olympics tonight, huh?
Well, I think it's really great. You know, I was actually up this morning all night. We were voting this morning.
I know.
At 4 o'clock.
I know. I went to bed with snowflakes and thinking that the Congress going to be open up in the morning.
After we finished voting, I just went on out to the airport and caught a plane.
That's it. But that Olympic got me a little scared there a little bit because that Ping Chong-ching keeps saying he ain't pointing no missiles over to South Korea. He pointing them to United States. Hello?
They are coming a little bit closer together. I was very pleased to see that the sister of the president of North Korea, or the head of North Korea, was not far from Vice President Pence. You know, if people come together in unity, we can solve many of the problems that exist in this world. But we got to believe. We first got to believe in ourselves, and we got to believe and have hope. That's why I like this song. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest part of the night, a candle glows. And so if you can believe, you can achieve. Thank you all so much. Thank all of you for your calls. Thank all of our viewers. And I tell you what, even though it's cold outside, pick up the phone and call somebody and wish them a happy day. We'll see you next week.